Ian Begley has given a massive Isaiah Hartenstein update, which reveals that the center will likely stay with the New York Knicks in the offseason, and we have to break this down. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into the video as we always do, because Isaiah Hartenstein is a free agent, and somewhere along the lines, this channel just became Isaiah Hartenstein Free Agency Watch. But Ian Begley recently talked about Hartenstein and free agency and his time with the Knicks in his recent mailbag video, and this is what he had to say when asked about him. He said they want him back, meaning the Knicks. He wants to be back. It would take a team, I think, coming over the top of the Knicks offer significantly, and some teams can do that. I think you're talking about north of $20 million, and I don't know if anyone goes there. Maybe they do. Even if the offer from another team is slightly higher, I could see him coming back to New York because of his comfort level here. Now, those are so important words to hear, especially from Ian Begley. I've said this before. Begley is more tapped in than any other Knicks writer or anyone connected to the Knicks at all, outside of maybe Woj. But like when it's Knicks specific, Ian Begley's the guy. After that, it goes Fred Katz. Those are the two you listen to. And what we're seeing right there is Ian Begley break down the fact that most likely, even if there's an offer a little bit higher from another team, say the Thunder, though none of you watched that video, we can see Isaiah Hartenstein stay with the Knicks and take the less money to do so because he's comfortable here, because he likes being a New York Knick, because my thighs are in the shot right now. No, really with Isaiah Hartenstein, the man never really was able to settle down with a team. He was drafted by the Rockets, spent some time there, got traded, got bounced around a lot, ended up in Denver for a bit, ended up in Cleveland for a bit, then found his way to the Clippers where he wanted to stay until the Clippers said, you know what, no, we're going to use our money on John Wall instead of you in what can only be described as one of the most colossal errors a team could make. So obviously it's something the Clippers did. And ever since then, Hartenstein, he joined the Knicks, he broke out. He was the starting center on a 2 seed this season that is one of the few teams in the NBA that could have gone to Game 7 of the second round of the playoffs despite literally every person getting injured. And with all that in mind, I think it'd be awesome if Hartenstein would stay. And I think he has to feel a connection to this team. Excuse me. Now, Hartenstein sat down with Michael A. Scotto a few months back and said, when asked about his contract, that he's focused on what he was doing right now as this was in the season. And he said, I know I've put myself in a great position to get a little upgrade. Right now, I'm focused on the Knicks. I love it here, and hopefully we'll figure something out. But at the end of the day, business is business. And Scotto replied, so if the money's equal, you'd stay. And Hartenstein did say yes. Now, that's obviously a tremendous sign. And all that Ian Begley has done since then with this information is just pile on that and be like, oh, yeah, no, absolutely. If the money's even, or even if it's a little more to leave, Hartenstein's probably going to stay in New York. He's built a great rapport with these guys. I've talked about a lot how he's friends with the Villanova guys, how him and Mitchell Robinson are just boys. Like, he found his family in New York. Not like his actual family. Like, he's got his wife and all, and they've known each other for a bit. But, like, he found his basketball family. He found a team that embodies his mindset. He found a team where he fits perfectly, where he was able to break out and play some of the best basketball of his life. I mean, he put up 8 points per game last year, 8.3 rebounds, 2.5 assists, which is very nice for a center. We're just all kind of thinking of Jokic. Blocks per game and steals per game over 1. 2.3 stocks per game, which is just steals and blocks added up. Under 3 fouls, shooting 64% from the field, 33% from 3. He was on like a few threes this year. That doesn't really matter. But, I mean, impressive box plus minus, great value over replacement player, whether that was Precious Achiuwa or Mitch. Both worked well for the Knicks this year, so that's important. He's only 26. He just turned 26. There's a lot of good signs with Isaiah Hartenstein and why he would probably stay with the Knicks. Now, he played well here. It's hard to leave a team you break out on. Like, that's tough because you're like, all right, what if I leave and I can't find the same rhythm and then I'm just not as good? You want to be great. The Knicks, their whole thing is that they're more competitive than everyone else. They're going to outwork you. They're not going to be outworked by anyone. They refuse to. They outright refuse to be outworked. That is why they were able to take this series to Game 7 against the Pacers, who aren't entertaining at all. That series sucked against the Celtics. I wish the Knicks played them. That would have been fun. But whatever. It's just, we're looking at Isaiah Hartenstein blossom and find his basketball family and find a reason why he wants to stay in New York, which is, first of all, he's in the best city in the world. He's also getting to play for a great New York Knicks team where I guarantee Hartenstein's not even that big of a name. Like, in New York, for basketball fans, he is, but he's not some huge name player. I guarantee you in New York, he constantly gets, like, daps up and just fist bumps, and people are like, you're the man, thank you for everything. Like, Jalen Brunson said it's one of the coolest things in the world, how he'll be walking down the street, some guy will just come up to him, dap him up, be like, thanks for everything, bro. Keep doing it, keep working, we love you. And then they just move on. Like, he said it's so cool, Knicks fans are just, like, so chill about it, and are just like, yo, what's good? That's the vibe that Julius has given also, that he loves getting that, instead of, like, how people in LA are like, oh, let me take every single photo of every single player, and let's take selfies so I can up my social media presence. We're not like that in New York. Now, as we know, he said he'd stay if the money's equal. But according to the Strickland and Jake Fischer, as of 25 minutes ago, as I'm filming this, league executives and cap strategists are projecting that Isaiah Hartenstein will be able to draw at least $80 million and perhaps upwards of $100 million from a team looking to pry him from the Knicks. Now, Jake Fischer did an article basically talking about why Hartenstein's probably the most enticing center on the market, and that's worrisome. Because if someone's like, hey, the Knicks offered you $72.5 million per year for 4 years, 16.1 per year counting incentives, we'll give you $100 million. We'll give you $25 million per year. Hartenstein's going to take the money and run, and you know what? He should. Go get your bag if you have to do it. You can't shade a guy for wanting to get paid. Like, I get it. It's like, oh, why don't you stay? Take the less money. Try to win. Money talks. I just talked about this. Money talks. I don't know if I talked about it on the live stream or on the last video I did, but it absolutely does talk. And Fred Katz also basically kind of mentioned, because of a quirk in the CBA, which gives the Knicks only Hartenstein's early bird rights, so the team's offer cannot include a starting salary above $16.1 million, and some of that money must be in incentives. Hartenstein realistically is going to get around $14 million per year from the Knicks. Now, that's harder to say yes to if someone's going to offer you way more money. So it's something that we have to keep in mind. However, I also trust that Ian Begley is right, that he thinks the Knicks will re-sign Hartenstein. The Knicks have to work to get it done quickly. Before Hartenstein can meet with any other teams, before he can talk with anyone, the Knicks can talk with Hartenstein after the NBA Finals. Hopefully the Mavericks just beat the Celtics up and get right out of there. And I know Mavs fans are annoying. Like, see, Kyrie's better than Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's, he's like, what, the 6th best player in the NBA? Kyrie's like 18th. He's better. No. I get it. Mavs fans are dumb, and Mark Cuban's a weirdo. But he also did help, what's-his-face out, LeBron's dad. So that was pretty cool. Y'all know what I mean. I'm actually just genuinely forgetting the guy's name, too. I want to say Drew Gooden, and I know that's wrong. I'm a casual, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. But, yeah, absolutely. I think the Knicks have to pounce on Hartenstein and be like, no, sign now, or the money could go down. But also, his agent is Aaron Mintz, who is part of CAA. He's Josh Hart's agent. And Josh Hart keeps mentioning that Hartenstein's going to get the bag from New York. And he mentioned, he's like, those two, meaning OG also, they better be back next year. So, hopefully they are. I think OG's a definite. Hartenstein, definitely more up in the air. But it feels like he's going to re-sign, especially if Begley says so. So, guys, do you think Hartenstein's leaving? Do you think he's going to sign somewhere else? What team do you think is going to go for him? Give me your thoughts in the comments down below. Hopefully this Hartenstein video doesn't suck like the last one did and get no views. And guys, also, one more time for old time's sake, that's just an Eminem lyric. Guys, thank you for the live stream. That was sick. We're definitely going to get some more of those out. It was very fun. But I'll catch y'all in the next one. Y'all need to hear this. Go Knicks.